What's up, everybody? We back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 tips to make you a better small forward. Alright, man, so as everyone knows, small forward is a position being played wrong the absolute most in this game. So today, I'll be giving you 5 tips to make you better at this position. First tip is pump fakes. I rarely see lower elo people diamond 2 and lower using pump fakes with their small forwards. A lot of them just dribble excessively and try to spam cheesy abilities. For example, you have Kiang players spamming smart layups or Euro steps with bigs in the paint. While this strategy can definitely be effective in lower elo, once you climb the ladder, this psychology becomes significantly weaker. Through the use of your pump fakes, you can trick your defender and get wide open, which in most cases will force the big to come and pick you up. At this point, you can safely go for a smart layup without having to worry about the big. And if the big doesn't come out there to pick you up, take advantage of this next tip. So second tip is using your flash shot. It's not very often I see small forward players using their flash shots when they're wide open inside the mid-range area or even at the three-point line if they have a decent three-point stat. This ability allows you to catch and shoot at a much faster pace than a regular shot. It also grants an additional 2% extra accuracy. This allows you to fire the shot off before you get marked and increase the accuracy of your shot as well. If you've done enough pump fakes already, you can also use this ability while you're contested, considering it also gives you 2% disturbance resistance. It works best on characters like Camille, Greta, and Julian because of their enhanced mid-shot and shooting mastery, granting extra accuracy as well as disturbance resistance. So successfully firing off a contested flash shot does not mean you're safe to spam them for the rest of the game. You still have to use pump fakes to maintain a psychological advantage. Moving on to tip number 3, don't use the steal button unless the person you're guarding gets bumped or is dribble restricted. Small forwards have a decent block range, slightly less than that of a power forward like Pinky or Katiusha. When playing defense, you should prioritize going for the block and not the steal. Small forward characters in this game have relatively low steal stats, which means most of the steals you've gotten with small forwards is mostly luck. The steal animation is long and restricts your movement for the duration of the animation. This gives characters like David and Julian free opportunities to score because while you're in the steal animation, they can safely shoot with all that disturbance resistance. And don't get me started on characters like Jessica, who will be halfway across the court by the time your steal animation ends. Also avoid using steal against drift shooters like Greta or Julian or Fire King or Maggie. There's a lot of people inside this game with drift shots. You don't want to be using the steal button against them because by the end of the steal animation, they'll be at a safe enough distance to get a wide open drift shot. So make sure you keep that in mind. Tip number 4. Pass the ball, man. Small forwards have abysmal dribble stats, which means there's an increased chance of getting ripped. Small forwards also typically have low speed stats, with the exception of a few like Natalie or Butterball or Camille or Kiang, but most of the other ones are just mostly slow. So this tip pairs really well with tips 1 and 2 because after a pump fake, if you successfully trick your defender and pass to a teammate, you'll most likely be wide open when they pass it back, which allows you to take a wide open flash shot and increase your accuracy by 2%. This also allows you to be less predictable and confuse the opposing team through good ball movement, which can also set your teammates up to get wide open, especially if they're trying to come out there and pick you up, man, because you fired off so many wide open shots. You can just pass to a wide open teammate and get free and easy points. All right, the last tip, tip number 5, learn the pass back strategy. This is the most common and most effective strategy for small forward players. It's been used for as long as I can remember in this game, which says a lot considering how long I've been playing. This is a strategy that relies heavily on pump fakes and teamwork. If you haven't seen it yet, check out my breakdown on the strategy and I'll teach you there. Effective use of this strategy could easily, and I really do mean it, man, it could easily get you to master every single season. You just got to make sure you got a consistent team that understands how this strategy works. You will definitely be eating people up with this strat. So all right, man, that's just about cover everything. Just make sure you keep in mind, small forwards are not cheesy ability spammers. They're the centerpiece to one of the strongest strategies in the game and are very flexible with what they can actually do. Just make sure you follow these tips, man. You'll do just fine. That's it. Now catch y'all on the next one.